Namaskaram and welcome to the Heritage of India classes. We are learning Sri Madhurakavi AzhvAr's Prabandham called kaNNinuN siruttAmbu, which is also a padigam. And we learned up to pAsuram number 6 last week. We will continue from there. So this is part 4. And so for today, I will start with pAsuram number 6 again. We finished the chanting part, but there was some elaboration that I said I would do. So we will start with that. But as usual, the first thing we will do is to chant the Poduttaniyans and whatever we have learned so far. So that includes the Taniyans for kaNNinuN siruttAmbu and then the first 6 pAsurams. Okay, so let's do that. Ramanuja daya patram jnana vairagya bhushanam Srimad Venkatanatharyam Vande Vedanta Deshikam Sri Shailesha daya patram dhi bhaktiyadi gunarnavam Yatindra pranavam Vande Ramyaja mataram munim Lakshmi Natha Samarambham Nathayamuna Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Yo Nityamachyuta Padambuja Yugma Rukma Vyamohatastaditarani Trunaya Mene Asmad Guror Bhagavatosya Dayaika Sindhoho Ramanujasya Charanau Sharanam Prapadye Mata Pita Yuvatayasthanaya Vibhuti Sarvam Yadeva Niyamena Madanvayanam Adyasya Nakulapaterva Kulabhiramam Srimat Tadangri Yugalam Pranamami Murdna Bhutam Sarasya Mahadahvaya Bhattanatha Sri Bhakti Sarakula Shekhara Yogi Vahan Bhaktangri Renu Parakala Yatindra Mishran Srimat Parankusha Munim Pranatosmi Nityam Avidita Vishayantara Shathare Upanishadam Upagana Matra Bhogaha Apicha Gunavashat Tadeka Sheshi Madhurakavir Hridaye Mama Virastu Verundrum Nanariyen Vedam Tamil Seida Maran Satagopan Vankurugur Yerangal Varvam Endretum Madhuragaviyar Emmayalvar Avareyaran kaNNinuN siruttam vinal Kattunna Panniya Perumayan Yennappanil Nannitten Kuruhur Nambiyan Rakkal Annikkum Amudurum Yennavukke kaNNinuN siruttam vinal Kattunna Panniya Perumayan Yennappanil Nannitten Kuruhur Nambiyan Rakkal Annikkum Amudurum Yennavukke Navinal Navitru Invameidineen Mevineen Avan Ponnadimaye Devumatrarien Kuruhur Nambi Pavin Innisai பாடித்திருவனே திருதந்தாகிலும் தேவபிரானுடை கரியகோல திருபுறக்காண்பன் நான் பெரியவன் குருகூர் நகர் நம்பிக்காள் உரியனாய் அடியேன் பெற்ற நன்மையே நன்மையால் மிக்க நான்மறையாளர்கள் உண்மையாக கருதுவராதலில் அன்னையாயத்தனாய் என்னை ஆண்டிடும் தன்மையான் சடகோபன் என் நம்பியே நம்பினேன் பிறர் நன்பொருள் தன்னையும் நம்பினேன் மடவாரையும் முன்னலாம் செம்பன்மாட திருக்குருவூர் நம்பிக்கன்பனாய் அடியேன் சதிர்த்தேன் என்றே இன்று தொட்டும் எழுமையும் எம்பிரான் நின்றுதன் புகழ் ஏத்தருளினான் குன்றமாட திருக்குருகூர் நம்பி என்றும் என்னை இகழ்விலன் காண்மினே. So this was the last pasuram that we had learned. So let's now go on to elaborate on that pasuram, and then we will go on to pasuram 7 and beyond. Okay, so let me just refresh your memory about what this pasuram was. It said, Indru Thottum, that is starting from today, Erumayum, that is forever henceforth, Empiran, my Lord, that's referring to Swami Nammarvar, Nindru Tanpugar Eta Arulinan. So he says, he graced me, that is the Acharyan, Sri Nammarvar, he graced me or blessed me to praise his glory only steadfastly. So Nindru means with nothing else in mind. So with focus, steadfastly his glory only, praise it, he graced me to do. Kundramada Tirukkurugur Nambi. So it talks about how beautiful Tirukkurugur is with multi-storied houses that are as tall as hills. And the Nambi of that town, it's Nambi. So Nambi could mean Lord. Nambi also means one who is filled with all the Kalyana Gunas, who is complete in all the Kalyana Gunas. Endrum ennai. So Igarvilan Kanmine. So he will not scorn me, he will not abandon me forever. He knows that. Madhurakavi knows that. And he also wants everybody else to know that as well. Kanmine means know ye. So know ye all. Okay. Okay. So I want to, so we have been doing this before with other pasurams as well. So whatever Madhurakavi says in a pasuram, we look at something similar that his Acharyan, Sri Nammarvar, has said. And we see that they are very similar, except that in one case, in Madhurakavi's case, he says his Acharyan is everything, whereas in Sri Nammarvar's case, he says Emperuman is everything. So that is an interesting one. But it gives us an excuse to learn some of the Thiruvaimuri pasurams as well. And you will also get to know the style of Sri Nammarvar in the process. So you will see that many of his pasurams come deep from his heart. Okay. So for example, in this pasuram, Madhurakavi says, Tanpugar Eta Arulinan. He says, my Acharyan, he made me praise his glory. Okay. Now that's what Sri Nammarvar is also going to say. But of course, when Sri Nammarvar talks, the he that he is referring to is Emperuman. So Madhurakavi says, my Acharyan made me praise his glory. Sri Nammarvar is going to say, Emperuman made me praise his glory. Okay. So this is a very interesting pasuram. There's a little bit of dry humor in here, if you will. So this is Thiruvaimuri 791. So what Sri Nammarvar says here is this, Endraikum ennai uyyakondu. So what he means is that forever, Endraikum means forever, he has graced this unenlightened one. So he has given me enlightenment, as he says, Enraikum ennai uyakkondu. He has turned me from an ignorant one to an enlightened one. He has graced this unenlightened one, he says. And then he says, Pohiya Andraikku Andru Ennai Tannaki. Pohiya Andraikku Andru. Pohiya means the days that are in the past. So on every single day that has gone by, Andraikku Andru means every single day. Pohiya means that has gone by. Yennai Tannaki, the meaning is given here as well. So Yennai Tannaki, he has made me his own. So basically, he has embraced me. He has taken me as his servant. That's what he's saying. And when he did that, he shared his jnanam and gunas with me. Okay, so the jnanam and gunas, he has shared them with me. And as a result, I've become more enlightened. And this is the part that is very similar to what Madhurakavi AzhvAr is saying. Madhurakavi AzhvAr says, my Acharyan has made me praise his glory. By the way, I should clarify it. So it's not that Nammarvar said to Madhurakavi, henceforth thou shalt sing my praise only. No, it's not that at all. So what Madhurakavi AzhvAr is indirectly saying is that this Acharyan has embraced me when everybody else was making fun of me. Even the Vedic scholars were making fun of me. They thought very low of me. So given that context, he took me in as his Shishya. And that is such a glorious thing that he feels naturally grateful, naturally beholden to his Acharyan. And as a result, so it's a result of that he is constantly praising his glory. So the way that Nammarvar has made Madhurakavi AzhvAr praise his glory is not by issuing a mandate, but simply by being very kind to him, by being very compassionate to him. And as a result, Madhurakavi knows of no other way to repay his debt except to sing his praise. And so anyway, so here also Nammarvar is going to say, Emperuman made me sing or praise his glory. So he says here, he's already said, Yennai Tannaki, he already made me his own. So I became more or less a mouthpiece for him. Yennal Tannai Intamil Padiya Isanai. So this is the part that has that dry humor in it. What he is saying is that he has used me. Okay, so how self-serving of him. He says, he has used me as an instrument. And using me as an instrument, this Lord has sung his glory in sweet Tamil. So in other words, I mean, knowing that he cannot say something nice about himself, because then of course people won't pay much attention to him. He has made Sri Nammarvar sing his glory. And so he has made him do that. So Yennal Tannai Intamil Padiya Isanai, using me as an instrument, using me as a tool, this Lord has sung his own glory in sweet Tamil. Isn't that very self-serving? Of course, it doesn't say that explicitly, but there is a dry humor in there. And then he goes on to say, so, but you do see that point. So he says that Emperuman used me as a tool and he made me sing his glory. That's similar to what Sri Madhurakavi AzhvAr said about his Acharyan. And then he goes on to say, Adiyai Nindra. So Adi means he's the root cause. So he's the root cause of me, and he's also the root cause of this Prabandham that I'm composing, which is Thiruvaimuri, Adiyai Nindra. Yen Jodhiyai. So Yen Jodhiyai means that one with a resplendent Divya Mangala form. Yen Solli Nirpano. So here, as you can see, now Sri Nammarvar has been very moved by the fact that Emperuman has taken him into his fold. So he says here, what can I possibly say that will do justice to his grace? Yen Solli Nirpano. What can I possibly say that will do justice to his grace? So the same way that Sri Madhurakavi AzhvAr is very grateful to his Acharyan, Sri Nammarvar is very grateful to the Emperuman, okay? And that shows up repeatedly in multiple pAsurams of both. And we'll see another pAsuram which conveys the same sentiment as well. Now, in this pAsuram, they start with Indru Thottum Erumayam Empiran. So the Erumai refers to the so-called 7 births, but literally, that's what it literally means. But figuratively, it means that for all time in the future. So Indru Thottum Erumayam. So today and forever in the future. One moment. Okay. So Indru Thottum Erumayam. So this is kind of similar to an expression that Sri Andal uses in Tirupavai number 29. That is, Sitram Jirugale Vandunai Sevithu is probably the most famous Tirupavai. Etraikum Yerelu Piravikum. Etraikum means Endrendrum, forever. And she also says Yerelu Piravikum, that is for all future time, future births. Okay, Indrudottum Yerumayum. That expression is very similar to Etraikum Yerelu Piravikum. So in that Tirupavai, Sri Andal says, Itrai Paregolvan Andrugan Govinda, Etraikum Yerelu Piravikum Undarnodu, Utromeyavam Unakke Nam Adsaivam. See, in Tirupavai, Sri Andal uses that phrase parai in a very mysterious fashion, and she goes on to say Narayanane Namakke Parai Daruvan, etc. So literally, you think that literally she's talking about the drum, which is what a parai is. But in Tirupavai number 29, she clearly defines what that parai is, what that mysterious parai is. Parai is the chance, the bhagyam of doing kainkaryam to him. So she says here, Itrai Paraigulvan Andrugan Govinda. It's not just for today that we have to do kainkaryam to him, that we are going to do kainkaryam to Govinda, to Emperuman. Etraikum Yerelu Piravikum. For all future time as well, forever and for all future time. Undannodu Utromeyavam. We are related to you, irretrievably. There's nothing that I can do about it. And believe me, O Emperuman, there's nothing that you can do about it as well. We are tightly bound to you. There's nothing you can do about it. Undannodu Utromeyavam, Umakke Nam Adsaivam. We will be your servants forever. So we will be doing kainkaryam to you. But the point is, the expression Etraikum Yerelu Piravikum is similar to Indrudottum Yerumayum. Okay? And he also says in this particular padiyam, Endrum Ennai Igazhvilan Kanmine. So he says that my Acharyan will never scorn me. But compare it with what he said in a previous pasuram. He said, Nanmayal Mikka Nanmarayalargal. Nanmarayalargal means the Vedic scholars. Nanmayal Mikka, who are brimming with all the virtues. Because after all, anyone who is well versed in the Vedas should be practicing all of its teachings. And that, of course, means such things as ignoring other people's faults and thinking of yourself with humility, thinking of yourself as an adiyar to other people, etc., other bhagavatas, etc. But even such Vedic scholars, he says, Nanmayal Mikas, even those who are rich in virtues, those Vedic scholars, Punmayaha Karduvar Ahil. So they were treating me as if I was a pull, as if I was a blade of grass, which means I was worthless. But of course, here he goes on to say, my Acharyan, however, not only embraced me, he will never do that. Endrum Ennai Igazhvilan Kanmine. Okay? Okay, so that's the elaboration that I didn't have the time to do last week. And then this one we already did, the poetic translation of pasuram number 6. We also learned how to chant it. So let's go on to pasuram number 7. Okay, so pasuram number 7. So the bottom line message from here is that he erased my karma. That is my Acharyan. He erased my karma. And I feel so grateful to him that I want to proclaim his glory to all the 8 directions. So that's basically the gist of this pasuram. So here's the summary meaning of this pasuram. He says, this son of Kari. So remember that Sri Nammalvar, he is the son of a person by the name of Kari. And that Kari is supposed to belong to a lineage called Maran. So that's why it's often the reference to Kari Maran. Kari Maran refers to Kari of Mara lineage. So that's how his father is referred to. So this son of Kari, that is this Nammalvar is a son of Kari, who is of Mara lineage. He gave me his benevolent kataksham. So the way it happened was that Madhurakavi had been away in the north, and then he saw this huge effulgence in the south. And so he followed that effulgence, which led him all the way to this tamarind tree in the temple of AzhvAr Tirunagari, or what was then known as Tirukkurugur. And he found a boy in his teens who was in deep yoga. And then that boy who had never spoken to anyone, he opened his eyes and gave a kataksham of Madhurakavi AzhvAr. And that is what he's referring to here. So he gave me his benevolent kataksham, and he also adopted me as his shishya. So, and both of those here he is very grateful about. And he also blessed me, that is Sri Nammalvar blessed me by erasing my cruel past karma. So all of my past karmas, my Acharya instantly erased them. And as a result, I'm so beholden to him, I'm so grateful to him. I will proclaim this beautiful Tamil poet Shatagopan's grace so that people in all 8 directions know his glory. That's the least I can do for my Acharyan, says madhurakavi AzhvAr. So that's the summary. And here's the structural meaning, but let's go through the pasuram word by word, and then we will consult the structural meaning as well. So, Kandu Gundi Ennai Kari Mara Piran. So here he's referring to Kari Mara Piran. So the Kari Mara Piran means that this Lord, who is the son, so Piran means Lord, who is the son of Kari, who belongs to the Mara lineage. Now, so there's also another meaning given for the word Mara. In Tamil, Maran means being different, Maruvattavan. So one who is different from others. So he is different from normal people. That is, Sri Nammarvar was very different from a normal child, because according to the legends, he didn't eat anything, he didn't drink anything. He was just sitting there in yoga, and his body continued to grow as if he was eating and nourishing himself, etc. So to the extent that he was completely oblivious to the world, he did not eat, etc., and he did not talk with people, etc. So to that extent, he is very different from a normal child, and therefore that's another reason that he is known as Maran. So here the word Maran, instead of referring to a lineage, refers to the fact that he is so different from other usual people. Okay, so anyway, the Kari Mara Piran refers to Sri Nammarvar. Kandu Kondu. So there are 2 actions here. Kandu means he saw me, he gave me his kataksham. So that's the part that refers to his opening his eyes when Madhurakavi stood in front of him, and so giving him that kataksham. So that's the Kandu part. And then Kondu means he took me. He took me meaning he adopted me as his sishya. He embraced me and he took responsibility for reforming me, etc. So his Kandu Kondu Yennai, so his benevolent kataksham he gave me, and he also adopted me. Okay, this Lord, Kari Mara Piran, this Lord who is the son of Kari of Mara lineage, or if you can use the other alternate meaning. Pandai Valvinai. Pandai means from the past. Vinay means fate or karma. Val means Valvinai is a prefix indicating cruel. So cruel karma of the past. So the cruel sins from my past, he blessed me by erasing them. Patri arulinan. Patri means destroy. So he destroyed all of my cruel karma, and so thus he blessed me. Arulinan means he blessed me. Patri means erasing. So he blessed me by erasing all of my past karma. And as a result, I am so grateful to him that all I can do, the least I can do, is to proclaim his glory to everyone in all the 8 directions. So he says, Yen Disayum, Yettu Disaigalilum, in all the 8 directions, Ariya, so that they know, Iyambuhe, and I will proclaim. So he says, I will proclaim his glory so that people living in all the 8 directions come to know about it. Come to know about what? This one Tamil, Shatagopan Arulaye. Arul means grace. Shatagopan refers to Nammarvar. This one Tamil Shatagopan. So one means beautiful. Tamil. So think of this as meaning beautiful Tamil poet, Shatagopan, and his grace. So I will proclaim so that people in all the 8 directions know the grace, the daya, the compassion, the glory of this beautiful Tamil poet. Okay, so that's the meaning of this particular pasuram. And as usual, so we are going to look at what his own Acharyan said. So remember, so the key thing that he's saying here in this pasuram is that his Acharyan, he erased all of my past karma. He says, Pandai Valvinai Patri Arulinan. Okay, all the cruel sins from the past, he destroyed them or he erased them, and then he blessed him. So he says, all my past karma, he erased them. He refers to his Acharyan, Sri Nammarvar. But Sri Nammarvar says the same thing, except that the he that he is referring to that is the Emperuman, okay? It's a capital H. All my past karma, he erased them, or he will erase them, okay? So there are 2 or 3 beautiful pAsurams from Thiruvaimuri. So like I said, think of this as a good excuse for getting exposure to Thiruvaimuri pAsurams. And in fact, for every one of the madhurakavi pAsurams, we are looking at 1 or more pAsurams from Thiruvaimuri. So at the end of this padigam, you would have learned 11 pAsurams of madhurakavi AzhvArs. That's the number of pAsurams in this Prabandham. But you would have come across more pAsurams of Thiruvaimuri, okay? So that's the interesting thing, because there's a tight connection between the two. Okay, so what does Sri Nammalvar say? This is a very beautiful poem. It's a Mangala Shasanam of Thiruvenkatam. So he says, Adiyen maybe Amarhindra Amude Imayor Adhipatiye. So he says, Amude, O sweet nectar, which as I as your servant worship. Adiyen maybe. Maybe means to worship, to surrender to, etc. Adiyen, this Adiyen worships you, this you sweet nectar, Amarhindra. Imayor Adhipatiye. Adhipatiye means Lord. Imayor means the Nityasuris. O Lord of Nityasuris. Imayor can also mean the Devas. So sometimes people would say Devas and Nityasuris. Nityasuris include, people who are in those who are in Sri Vaikuntham. For Vaikuntham refers to Adisesha, Garuda, Vishwaksena, etc. Okay. Imayor Adhipatiye. Kodiyai Adu Pul Udayane. Pul means bird, referring to Garuda. So Adu Pul, the fierce bird, Garuda, was fierce to the enemies of Emperuman. He's on the flag, he's on the Kodi of Emperuman. So Kodiyai Adu Pul Udayane, or one who has that fierce Garuda on his flag, is again talking to Emperuman. Kola Kanivai Perumane, O Lord, who has beautiful lips. So the Y here refers to the lips of Emperuman, who has red or coral lips, like the fruit. Kola means beautiful, beautiful red lips or coral lips, like that of the Kovai Param. Kovai Param we have come across before. So that's what he's referring to here. And this is the part where there's a similarity between what madhurakavi AzhvAr says. So he says, Shediyar Vinaigal Tir Marunde. So he says, Vinaigal, my past karma, Tirkum Marunde. And Vinaigalayallam Arikum Marunde. You are the medicine that destroys my past karma, okay? And he goes on to say, so marundu, or marundu means medicine or antidote. You are the medicine, you are the antidote to all of my past karmas. And then he refers to those karmas as chedi or chedigal pondru irukindra past karma. So the past karmas that are like bushes. Well, what does that mean? Well, think of the chedi as really meaning weeds, okay? So you have this lawn, and sometimes you have more dandelions than there are blades of grass. That's what he is referring to. So my past karmas, which have proliferated, and I don't care about these karmas, I don't want them, and yet they are there in such plentiful numbers. They are like weeds. So the chedi here, instead of referring to bushes as it does normally, it refers to weeds. So my past karmas, which are in abundance like weeds, you are the marundu, you are the medicine or antidote that will get rid of them. And so that's what he's saying about Emperuman. Thiruvenkadattam Perumane, O Lord of Thiruvenkadam. And this is beautiful as well. Nodiyar Poludum Unapadam Kana Noladu Atrene. In many of Thiruvaimuri pAsurams, you will come across the word Una. Una really means one. It's almost a poetic way of saying Una. Poetic way of saying one, and it kind of stretches, for poetic meter, from a meter perspective, that fits better. Unapadam kana nolade. So what he says is, Unnudaya padathai kanbadarku naan nonbu onrayum nootravan illai. He says, I have never done any penance or nonbu or vratam, so that I may I may reach your lotus feet. Vanapadam kana noladu. I have not done any such nonbu, and yet I am as restless as I'm as keen to see your feet as someone who has been doing nonbu for years and years. So I cannot wait even for a moment, he says. Nodiyar poludum, not even for a moment. Atrene, I cannot wait. I cannot tolerate. So he says, I've not done any nonbu, I've not done any penance, I've not done any vratam in order to reach or see your lotus feet. However, just like people who have done that for years, nudiyar porudum, even for a moment, I'm not able to wait to see your golden feet. Okay, so this is a very beautiful last line here. Nudiyar porudum gunapadam kaNNinuN atrene. Atrene means I'm so incapable of the, waiting. That's what he means here. Okay, so that is a very beautiful pasuram. And again, the connection between this and Madhurakavi's pasuram is about the fact that he's erasing, is the medicine or antidote to our karmas. Here's another beautiful pasuram from Tiruvaimuri. And here again, the words that are in that color, the reddish color, they are the ones that directly relate to what Madhurakavi is saying, which again is about erasing past karmas. And here he says, Munnir Nyalam Padetta Yammugil Vandane. So you can hear in this pasuram, we can see that haunting cry of the Jivatma for union with the Paramatma. He says, Munnir Nyalam Padetta Yammugil Vandane. So the ocean surrounded Nyalam means world, Padetta means you created. O Lord, who Vandane, who has the color of dark rain clouds. Yammugil Vandane. Munnir Nyalam Padaitha, oh one who created this ocean surrounded world. So he says here, so that's what he is saying. Munnir Nyalam Padaitha Yammugil Vandane. Annal nee tanda aakkayin vali uralven. So Annal nee tanda. So that day, he says, nee tanda aakkayin vali uralven. So he's referring to the Srishti Kalam. So at the time of the Srishti Kalam, that's what Annal means. Nee tanda aakkai. Aakkai means body, shariram. You gave me a shariram and put me on this earth. Okay. Now he's not saying he was born as a human being, but he gave some form, physical form, by which he was born into this world. Nee tanda aakkayin vali uralven. See, uralven is a very beautiful word that touches the heart, because it literally means I'm languishing. So it says here, Annal, that is at Srishti Kalam, you gave me birth and you gave me a shariram, and I have been languishing ever since in the cycle of birth and rebirth. Annal nee tanda aakkayin vali uralven. Uralven, that really ought to get to your heart. That's really what uralven means. Urandu kondirikkinden, I'm languishing. And the vemnal noiviya vinaigalai verarappainde. So he says here, the cycle of birth and rebirth is a scorching disease. It's a noi, it's a disease. It's like a very scorching, vem means veppamana, very hot day. So just, it's a scorching disease, the cycle of birth and rebirth, or what we call samsara. It is as scorching as a hot day. So these karmas, this cycle of birth and rebirth, this vinaigalai, all these karmas, where arappainde, where means root. So he wants them to be uprooted. He wants them to be removed, roots and all. So he says this cycle of birth and rebirth is a scorching disease. When will I get rid of this karma, roots and all? Where arappainde, yennal yan unnai inivandu koduvane. When will I come and join you? Yennal yan unnai inivandu koduvane. Sometimes you can say things in a statement form. You can say, I really want to come and join you. But when you pose it in a question form, when will I ever come and join you? That makes it that much more emotional. Right? It adds that much more emotional weight to it. And you will see that a lot in Tiruvaimuri. So you will see things that are posed in the form of questions and in several other forms, or words that are repeated so as to add that emotional effect and so on. Okay, Yennal yan unnai inivandu koduvane. So I see this pasuram as essentially showing the haunting cry, capturing the haunting cry of the Jivatma for union with the Paramatma, with Emperuman. Okay, then the last pasuram, this one I will just make an incidental reference to it, because this is a palashruti of one of the padigams. So it goes on to talk briefly about this padigam itself. So it says, Mari Marada Tannammalai Venkadattu Annalai. So I'll just get to the last part here, but I'll just go through the first 3 lines very quickly. It talks about the Lord of Tiruvenkatam, where the rains never stop. He has been praised in this padigam. Vari Marada Paimpolil Sur Kurugur Nagar. So he says Tirukurugur, it's blessed with water-rich flower gardens that surround it. Karimaran Satagopan. So you see that Nammalvar is referring to himself as Karimaran Satagopan Sol Ayiratul Ippatta. So he's saying these 10 pasurams of this Padigam out of 1,000 Ayiram, which are, that's an approximate number for the number of pasurams in Tiruvaimuri. It is actually 1,100 plus pasurams. So he says those who recite these 10 pasurams out of 1,000 of this Nammalvar, Veri Marada Pumel Irupal Vinay Tirkume. So he brings the Thayar into the picture here. He says, so the people who recite those 10 pasurams out of the 1,000, their karma will be broken by the lady who resides on the ever fragrant lotus flower. Veri Marada. Veri means fragrance. Marada means that never goes away. Pu means a flower. Pumel Irupal. So the lady who is on that flower, which has an undying fragrance, that lady, referring to Sri Devi, of course, Vinay Tirkume. So he puts that burden or responsibility on Sri Devi because she does what is known as Purushakaram. So Purushakaram is where she acts as an intermediary between the Jivatmas and Emperuman, and she makes a case on our behalf. So he argues that we need to be granted this moksham, and therefore Swami Nammalvar has given her that credit. Okay, so that's the pasurams. So all three pasurams indicate that that it's Emperuman or Shriyakpati who is erasing all the past sins of Sri Nammalvar. And here's the poetic translation. This Kandu Hundi Ennai, his Kataksham, he granted mercy and adopted me too. The Kundu part means they're the adopted too. This great son. Then Kari Mara Piran, of Sri Kari Maran, my Lord. That's literal translation of Kari Mara Piran. Pandai Valvinai Patri Arlinan, and my torment, my karma erased. To directions all 8 I proclaim, their attention to me, to fully me drawn. That means in Disayum Ariya Yambugain, of this poet of Tamil supreme, Shatagopan, his grace unsurpassed. One Tamil, Shatagopan Arulaye. Okay, so let's chant this pasuram. Kandu Gondenai, Karimarapiran, Pandai Valvinai, Pahatri Arulinan, Endisayum, Ariya Iyambugain, One Tamil, Shadagopan Arulaye. Now the whole pasuram together. Kandu Gondenai, Karimarapiran, Pandai Valvinai, Patri Arulinan, Endisayum, Ariya Iyambugain, One Tamil, Shadagopan Arulaye. Okay, so that's a beautiful pasuram. Okay, pasuram number 8. So pasuram number 8, the bottom line message here is that he graced us with the Vedas in Tamil. Okay, so as you know, sometimes all of Nalayara Divya Prabandham is referred to as Tamil Marai, and very specifically Nammalvar's works are referred to as Tamil Marai even more than all of the Nalayara Divya Prabandham. You know that he has written 4 Prabandhams, and those 4 Prabandhams, they are put in a one-to-one correspondence with the 4 Vedas. For example, Tiruvaimuri is supposed to be the essence of Samaveda, for example. And even among those 4 Prabandhams, Tiruvaimuri is considered as the essence of Upanishad. In fact, Swami Desikan refers to it as Dramido Upanishad. Dravida Upanishad. He refers to Tiruvaimari specifically as the Dravida Upanishad. So the bottom line message from this pasuram of Sri Madhurakavi AzhvAr is that his Acharyan graced us all with the Vedas, but in Tamil. Okay. So the summary meaning of this pasuram is, so that those Bhagavatas who celebrate Emperuman's grace may enjoy, he blessed them with the meaning of the treasured Sanskrit Vedas through his Prabandhams. Okay, so that part is easy to understand. And so I think one of the points that this is making is that there are many Bhagavatas who are not exactly familiar with Sanskrit. And so for them to enjoy it, so Swami Nammalvar has composed this Tiruvaimari and other Prabandhams to capture the essence of the Vedas. So he blessed them with the meaning of the treasured Sanskrit Vedas through his Prabandhams. And then showing supreme compassion to those unable to study the Sanskrit Vedas, he sang 1,000 verses in sweet Tamil, and his mercy in so doing in this world is supreme. So Sri Madhurakavi AzhvAr is very grateful for that, probably the greatest contribution of Sri Nammalvar to all the Bhagavatas, namely he has given the essence of the Vedas in Tamil, and that's why we are able to enjoy its beauty. Not only its beauty, but also the spiritual, the enlightenment that it comes with as well. Okay, so let's go through the meaning word by word and then compare it with the structural meaning here. So, Arul Kundadum Adiyavar Inbura. So, Adiyavar, as you know, means Bhagavatas. So, he says, Arul Kundadum Adiyavar. So, the Bhagavatas who celebrate his grace. Arul means grace, Emperuman's grace. Kundadum. So, Kundadum means celebrate. So the Bhagavatas, so he starts by saying, the Bhagavatas of Sri Vaishnavism, they celebrate Emperuman's grace. So the Arul here is referring to is the Arul not of his Acharyan, but the Arul of Emperuman's. So the Bhagavatas celebrate the grace of Emperuman. And then he goes on to say, so that they may enjoy, avargal inburuvadharkkaga, so that these Bhagavatas may enjoy, so that they may attain bliss, so enjoy or attain bliss. Arulinan, he blessed them. Now this Arulinan refers to his Acharyan. So he blessed them, or he graced them. He graced them with what? Aru Marayin Porul. Porul means meaning, Marai means Vedas. Aru Marai, so the treasured Vedas, so Aru Marai, so those treasured Vedas, their meaning. So he gave them, he blessed them with the meaning of those treasured Vedas through his Prabandham, through the 4 Prabandhams that he wrote. Then Arul Kondu Ayiram, look at the number of occurrences of the word Arul, okay, because that's how much he feels about the grace of his Acharyan. And that's why the word keeps coming over and over again. Okay, the first Arul, of course, refers to Emperuman, but this Arulinan, this Arul, and this Arul, they all refer to his Acharyan. Okay, so he says Arul Kundu Ayiram in Tamil Padinan. So Ayiram refers to the 1,000 verses of Tiruvaimari, and so he says Ayiram in Tamil Padinan. In sweet Tamil, he sang or he composed. So he says he composed or he sang 1,000 verses in sweet Tamil, Arul Kondu, so displaying supreme compassion. So displaying supreme compassion to those who are innocent of Sanskrit Vedas, that is, who are not familiar with Sanskrit Vedas, who are unable to read Sanskrit Vedas. So remember, there are 2 categories there. Some people, according to the Vedic restrictions, they are not allowed to read or recite the Vedas at all, even if they know Sanskrit. So in that sense, those people, of course, if they follow those prohibitions, they do not have access to the Vedas or the spiritual the messages that they convey. So that's one thing. And then there are people who don't even know Sanskrit, so they cannot benefit from the Vedas either. So in that sense, so Swami Nammalvar has helped both of those, people who don't know Sanskrit, as well as people who do know Sanskrit but are not allowed to read or recite the Vedas. Okay, so that's why he refers to that as supreme compassion, displaying supreme compassion to those who are innocent of Sanskrit Vedas, not knowledgeable about Sanskrit Vedas, or who are not allowed to read or recite the Sanskrit Vedas. He sang 1,000 verses in sweet Tamil, and then he says, Arul Kandir, his mercy, Kandir means Kandukollungal, know ye, Ivulahinil Mikkade, in this world, this is supreme. So his blessing, his grace, his compassion, his mercy, that's what the word Arul means. So it could mean Daya, mercy, compassion, blessing, grace, etc. So his mercy is supreme, Mikkade, Ivulahinil, in this world, Kandir, know ye. I want you all to know, because I have personally enjoyed it, and you should enjoy it as much as I do as well. Okay. So that's the meaning of this pasuram. It shows you how much he is beholden to his Acharyan, and how important he considers the works of Sri Nammarvar to be. Okay. So Arul Kandir Ivulahinil Mikkade. His Daya, you see, is the most supreme in this world. That's what he says in the last line of this pasuram. So that is a statement about his Acharyan, namely Sri Nammarvar. So similarly, what does Nammarvar say about the grace or the Daya of Emperuman? So that's what this Thiruvaimuri is about. So in this Thiruvaimuri, 873, it says, again, the colored phrases, they are the ones that directly relate to this message of Sri Madhurakavi AzhvAr, namely the Daya, you see, is Daya, the Acharyan's Daya is the most supreme in the world. So let's see what Sri Nammarvar says about Emperuman's Daya. Arultan Iniyan Ariyen. So Arultan Iniyan Ariyen, it means I don't know of any better grace of his. Avan Yenvul Iruldan Aravitrirundan. Avan Yenul Iruldan Aravitrirundan. He inside me. Irul refers to darkness or ignorance. Iruldan Ara, so that the darkness may be removed or broken. Vitrirundan, he was seated in me. So he says he resides in my heart, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. And Sri Nammarvar says, I cannot think of anything that is a better grace than that, and the fact that he has been sitting inside me and in my heart, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. So he thinks of that as the greatest grace, the greatest blessing that Emperuman has given him. Aruldan Iniyan Ariyen, Avan Ennul Iruldan Aravitrirundan. And then he goes on to say, Idu Allah, that is apart from this, apart from being in Antaryami in me like this. You can see the meaning here. Poruldan Yenil, okay, if he doesn't seem to consider even ruling the three worlds as a great wealth. So he's not looking at it from the Emperuman's perspective. So he says that even Emperuman thinks that being inside his Bhagavata's hearts is more important than ruling all three worlds. So he says, Allah Poruldanelil, Mu ulahum porulalla. Even ruling the three worlds is not as great a wealth. That's what apparently Emperuman considers, according to Sri Nammarvar. So he doesn't seem to consider even ruling the three worlds as a great wealth, comparable to being being Antaryami in the Bhagavata's hearts and removing the ignorance in their hearts. Okay. And then he says, Maruldan Ido. So this is beautiful. I see again is coming back to a question form. He says, Maruldan Ido. Am I confused in thinking that this way? And there's a beautiful analogy that Vyakyanakatas give. For example, in Sundara Kandam, when Hanuman appeared in front of Sita, her first reaction was, no, I'm imagining it. This is probably some agent of Ravana who is posing as a messenger of Rama. So in that sense, she didn't trust him at all. But then he goes on to describe things that only Sri Rama and Sita would know. And as he describes more and more of those examples, then she is beginning to come around to thinking, oh yes, he is really genuine. So for a moment, she was wondering, is this real, or is this imagining, or am I imagining it? So when she realizes that this is a true messenger, she wonders, am I imagining this, or is this happening really to me? Okay, so wondering if it is real or imagined, just like Sita Devi did when listening to Hanuman's narration of their various anecdotes from their life as proof. That's exactly what Sri Nammalvar is doing as well. Am I really confused in thinking this way? Namely, that Emperman likes to stay inside of me more than ruling all the three worlds? Or has he cast a spell on me to think like this? Okay, so that's the beauty of this last line here. Maruldan ido maya mayakku mayakke. Now, in Ilangovadigal's Silappadigaram, you vadavaraye mattaki vasuye nanaki, there's a similar line. Vanturai malayai mayamo marutkaite. So he says, mayamo, am I imagining it, or is this happening for true, for real? Mayamo marutkaite, I'm confused. And that's exactly what Sri Nammalvar is saying in this fourth line here. Marudanido mayam mayakku mayakke. But the bottom line is that if you look at the red part here, he goes on to say that the greatest daya of his that I can think of is being antaryami in me and removing all of my ignorance. And that daya, according to him, is the most supreme in the world. Okay, just as madhurakavi Azhvar had a different perspective. Okay, another one here. Now he says here, Arul Paruvar Adiyadam Adiyanerku Ariyan Arul Taruvan Amahindran Adu Namadu Vidhi Vagaye. So Arul Paruvar Adiyar. So there are some Bhagavatas or Adiyars who receive grace from him directly. So that's what he says. So there are Bhagavatas who receive his grace directly. Then he goes on to say, Tam Adiyanerke. So he says here, I am servant to them. So there are Bhagavatas who receive grace from him directly, and I am their adiyan, I am their servant. So as a result, he says, Aryan Arul Taruvan Amahindran. So he goes on to say this Aryan means this chakra wielding Lord. He is set to bless me too. So you see, this is a coattail effect. I'm hanging on to the adiyars who are directly blessed by Emperuman. And as a result of this coattail effect, I am receiving their blessings as well. I'm receiving Emperuman's blessing as well. Aryan, Arul Taruvan, Amahindran, Adu Namadi Vidhi Vagaye. There's an interesting interpretation of this Adu Namadi Vidhi Vagaye. The normal interpretation of this is that that's my fate, that's our fate, that's our blessing, that's our bhagyam, right? Adu Namadi Vidhi Vagaye. That is, we are able to receive Emperuman's blessing because we hang on to the coattails of those that are directly blessed by him. But the Vyakyanakatas and Acharyas, they give a different meaning to this. Adu Namadi Vidhi Vagaye. It means that, and that is by our command. So Sri Nammalvar says, that's because, that is, he gives me his blessing because that's my command to him. So the suggestion here is that the Lord, the Emperuman, is waiting to be commanded by his devotees, by his Bhagavatas. So that's how they interpret it. Adu Namadu Vidhi Vagaye. It's not that that's my bhagyam that he is blessing me as well because of this coattail effect. This is what I have ordered him to do. Okay, that's by my command, and because he's just waiting there, he's just sitting there waiting for Bhagavatas to give him a command. Irul tarum mal nyalathul ini piravi aanvenden. I don't want any more births in this Irul tarum ma nyalathul, in this great big world that is filled with darkness, filled with ignorance. Marul orini madanenje. Oh, madanenje. So remember this, I've told you that Sri Nammalvar is very famous for talking to his mind, this self-upadesam, which starts right from the very first pasuram of Thiruvaimuri. He says, Madanenje, O foolish mind, Marul Uri, get rid of your bewilderment, get rid of your confusion. Adivanange, that is, worship the feet of Vatatran. So there's a Divya Desam called Thiruvattaru near Kanyakumari. So Vatatran means, so the Lord of Thiruvattaru, Avanuடைய அடியை வணங்குவீர்களாக, worship, surrender at the feet of that Lord. Okay. Now there is Swamigal from Uttamur Sri Veeraragavacharya Swamigal. He has given a very beautiful explanation for the last line of this pasuram. You see, the last line of this pasuram, madhurakavi Azhvar says, Arul Kandir Ulaginil Mikkade, namely, that his grace, my Acharya's grace, is the most supreme in this world. Now, let me read what this Uttamur Swamigal says, because he's going to argue that he's not just comparing the grace with other Acharyans and other Bhagavatas who are in this world. He's even comparing the grace of his Acharyan with the grace of Emperuman. Okay, let's read the explanation of this Uttamur Swamigal. He says, Vedatil, in the Vedas, Prapatti is Prapatti, surrender, Sharanagati, etc. Miha rahasyamaha odapattirikkirathu. So he says that in Vedas, that includes Upanishads, because after all, Upanishads are the Vedantas, the ending part of the Vedas. He says that the Prapatti as a margam to achieve the Emperuman, to achieve salvation, has not been very prominently stated in the Vedas. Miha rahasyamaha odapattirikkirathu. So it's almost as if it's a very well-kept secret inside the Vedas. And then he says that Prapattiyai avvadiyargal inbura ellorum ariyumbadi veliyittu arulinar Alvar, Sri Nammalvar. So he says, Sri Nammalvar, however, he made that Prapatti a very central theme, as they say in this country. He made it the front and center of his messages in Tiruvayamuri. So avvadiyargal inbura, so for all the Bhagavatas to enjoy, to get bliss, to attain bliss, ellorum ariyumbadi, so that they may all get to know. So he publicized Prapatti as the margam to achieve Emperuman, much more than the Vedas themselves, because the Vedas, in Tamil, there's a beautiful word for the Vedas. It's called Marai. Marai means hidden. So some of the messages of the Vedas are very well hidden in the Vedas. That's why the beautiful word for it in Tamil is Marai. Maraithu vaikkappattirikkirathu. Mukkiyamaana sila vishayangal adil maraithu vaikkappattirikkirathu. They are kept hidden inside what looks like very innocuous phrases. Okay, so that's the first point he's making. Even the Vedas don't publicize Prapatti as a very important margam. At least they don't publicize it prominently. Here he's referring to all the Upanishads as well. Now you may ask the question, well, how about Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be a simpler version of Upanishads. Maybe doesn't Bhagavad Gita make it clear that Prapatti is the most important margam available to us? And how about the Ramayana? Doesn't Ramayana make that clear? So he says that some people may argue, so he sets up a straw man. It says what other people may be arguing. He says, Emperumanum kannabirana irundu idhanai veliyittirikkrane. So one argument you may present is, well, when Emperuman came into this world as Lord Krishna, he has mentioned it. Of course, he indirectly means in Bhagavad Gita. And similarly, Ramabirana irundu Sharanagatarukku abhaya pradanathai veliyittirikkrane ennalam. So you remember that in Ramayanam, Sri Valmiki Ramayanam, in Vibhishana Sharanagati, so he goes on to say that he will accept the surrender of anyone. That is, even if Ravana were to come and surrender, he will accept it, right? I'll give you the specific slogans that he was referring to, that he cited in just a moment. But he is now going to break that argument. So he now presents that strawman argument of other people, saying, what is so great about Sri Nammalvar presenting Prapatti as a key margam in Tiruvayamuri? It has already been presented in Bhagavad Gita and in Ramayana, right? Well, no, wrong, says Uttamur Swamigal, because Anal, Kannaviran, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yogangalayallam Vistaramaga Pesi, Prapatti in Perumayai Maraithu Surukkiye Upadesittar. So what he says is, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna has talked extensively about the other margams, Karma Yogam, chapter 3, Jnana Yogam, chapter 7, Bhakti Yogam, chapter 12, right? So all of these margams have been described in considerable detail in various chapters of Bhagavad Gita. However, Prapatti, which for us is the most important margam to attain Emperuman, it has not been given a prominent place at all. Of course, we do chant the Charama Slokam from the Bhagavad Gita, sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchaha. That is denouncing all the other margams. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Just surrender to me only. Mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo. I will remove all of your sins. Moksha ishyami. Then I will give you the moksham. Ma suchaha. Don't worry. So that's probably the most important thing, the most very specific thing that he says about prapatti or surrender in Bhagavad Gita. But that's in chapter number 18 verse 66, and it's maybe one verse, and maybe a few other verses surrounding it. It's not been, the bottom line is prapatti has not been given as much real estate in the Bhagavad Gita pages as the other three margams, like karma yogam, jnana yogam, bhakti yogam, etc. So someone who is reading the Bhagavad Gita might well come away with the impression that the other margams are more important than prapatti, right? So in that sense, you cannot give credit to Bhagavan Krishna for publicizing prapatti as the most, the most popular way, or as the best way to attain salvation. But that is something that Sri Nammarvar has done. So you see, comparing Sri Nammarvar with Bhagavan Krishna, according to Sri Madhurakavi Arvar, so says Uttamur Swamigal, this Nammarvar has done a better job of publicizing prapatti as the margam available to people in this Kali Yuga. How about the Ramayana message, where he says, I will accept anyone who surrenders to me? Okay. See, of course, what Sri Rama says at the end of all the deliberations about Vibhishna Sharanagati, he says, Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmi iti cha yachate abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami etat vratam mama. So what he says is, tava asmi. So when someone says asmi, I am, tava, yours, when he surrenders to me saying, I am yours, tava asmi, iti cha yachate. If someone seeks refuge saying, I am yours, so Sakrudeva Prapannaya, even if once, Sakrudeva means even once, if someone surrenders to me even once by saying, Tava Asmi, I am yours, then what I will do is, Abhayam Sarva Bhutebhyo Dadami. Dadami means I shall give. Abhayam, safety or protection. Sarva Bhutebhyo, from all types of beings. I shall give him protection from all types of beings. Etad vratam mama. This is my vow, he says. This is my pledge, he says. Now, how much stronger can it be, right? So that's very, very clear that the prapatti has been publicized in Ramayana, right? Well, there's one problem with that, says Uttamur Swamigal. Sri Rama also said, I consider myself a human being. So he said specifically, this is in the Yuddha Kandam, after the war is over, after Ravana had been killed and Sita had been liberated, Sita, she had to enter the fire to prove her fidelity to Sri Rama. And when she was entering the fire, all the gods were horrified. Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Varuna, Yama, Kubera, etc. They were horrified, and they appeared on the scene, and they asked Rama, you are Sarveshwaran, what are you doing? Why are you allowing the Lokamata to enter the fire? And to that Sri Rama says, well, I'm just a human being. I think of myself as just a human being by the name of Rama, the son of Dasharatha. And you, as a gracious divinity, you tell me who I really am. He says, Atmanam Manushram Manye. I think of myself as just a human being. Ramam, by the name of Rama. Dasharathatmajam, the son of Dasharatha. Soham yasya chaham bhagavam stad bravitume. Okay, so you tell me who I really am. But you see, the fact that he said, I think of myself as a human being, no, so you don't really know whether this vratam mama, this etat vratam mama, is the principle of just that human being, or whether it represents the philosophy of Emperman itself, because Rama considers himself as just a human being. So you could argue that he was simply articulating his principle as a human being, which may not really translate to the philosophy of Emperuman, right? So that's what Uttamur Swamigal is saying. He says, Atmanam Manusham Manye, Endru Manushyanaka Tannai Envitha Kalathil Pesiya Abhaya Pradhanam. So you see that Abhaya Pradhanam, where he said, Abhayam Salva Bhutebhyo Dadami Yetat Pratham Mama, that came from a person who considers himself to be a human being. And therefore, Moksha Purusharthatai Emperumana Irundu Alippadai Patriyadendru Elidil Theliya Mudiyathu. So we cannot say with certainty that that was said as the words of Emperuman. It was the words of Rama, the human being. It may not necessarily represent the words of Emperuman, right? So that's the argument that Uttamur Swami was saying. So therefore, even Ramayanam does not state the Prapatti, or states Prapatti only in a kind of a less than fully determined way as the means to salvation. And therefore, even here, Thiruvaimuri wins over Ramayanam. Thiruvaimuri says very, very clearly, and that point has been emphasized here, AzhvAr, that is Sri Nammalvar, Undru illai, Irandu illai, Aayirathukku melaga pasurangal arulinal. So he gave us not one pasuram, not two pasurams, but more than 1,000 pasurams he gave us. Yengum Prabhattiyai Kardinar Alladu Matraya Upayangalil Nokku Vaikavillai. So he says in all of them, he only considered Prabhatti. That's what I meant when I said he made it the front and center. You know, if the Vedas put Prabhatti as a footnote in fine print, Swami Nammalvar uses screaming headlines to advertise Prabhatti to all of the human beings. So Engum Prabhattiyai Kardinar Alladu Matra Upayangalil Nokku Vaikavillai. He did not pay attention to the other margams like Karma Yogam, Jnana Yogam, Bhakti Yogam, etc. ஆக இதுவே இவருடைய திவ்ய பிரபந்தத்திற்கு பிரதானமான பொருளாயிற்று. So this became the principal message of his divya prabandham. ஆகையால் இவர் அருளே அருள். So you see, even compared to the Vedas, even compared to Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, even compared to Lord Rama in Ramayanam, this Thiruvaimuri Prabandham coming from Nammalvar represents a greater grace because it captures very, very clearly in unmistakable terms that Prapatti is the path to salvation for people in Kali Yuga. Marayoda Mudiyadavarum Palanai Perumaru Indamil Padinar. So even those who are not allowed to chant the Vedas, so they are now able to do that in Tamil, and Swami Nammalvar enabled that. Idakku melana arul yaridam irukkum. So who else can have grace or mercy greater than this? Okay. What a beautiful explanation for why Madhurakavi AzhvAr considers the grace of Sri Nammalvar to be greater than that of Bhagavan Krishna and Sri Rama, etc., and then the Vedas as well. Okay, and then the poetic translation, Arul Kundadum, and they praise the Lord's infinite grace, those great bhaktas for them to enjoy, Adiyavar Inbure. They find Vedas their essence supreme. With compassion and kindness he gave, Arulinan av Varumarayan Porul, and find verses and verses he reigned, in chaste Tamil 1,000 with love, Arul Undu Ayiram in Tamil Padinan, his benevolence so boundless you see, with no equal he rules in this world. Arul Kandiri Ulaginil Mikkade. Okay, so it's beautiful meaning of this pasuram. Let's chant it. Arul Gondadum, Arul Gondadum, Adiyavar Inbure, Adiyavar Inbure, Arulinan, Arulinan, Av Arumarayan Porul, Av Arumarayan Porul, Arul Kondu, Arul Kondu, Ayiram in Tamil Padinan, Ayiram in Tamil Padinan, Arul Kandir, Arul Kandir, Ivulaginil Mikkade, Ivulaginil Mikkade. So the whole pasuram together. Arul Gondadum, Adiyavar Inbure, Arulinan, Av Arumarayan Porul, Arul Kondu, Ayiram in Tamil Padinan, Arul Kandir, Ivulaginil Mikkade. Okay, pAsuram number 9. Okay, so this also refers to the Vedic meanings captured in Swami Nammarvar's Prabandhams. He says, madhurakavi AzhvAr says, the inner meaning of Vedas firmly installed in my mind. So he says here, there's a summary meaning. Sri Nammarvar sang his Prabandham Thiruvaimuri such that the inner meaning of the Vedas chanted by the great Vedic scholars was very clearly articulated. And I already mentioned previously that, for example, prapatti as the means to salvation for us, that is more clearly articulated than in any other place. It was very clearly articulated and firmly established in my mind. I developed a desire to become a servant to the Shatagopan of great gunas, my Lord. And then my bhagyam is that this desire became instantly realized into doing kaNNinuN to him. You know, sometimes you want to become a servant to someone, to an acharyan or to Emperman, but then your offer, your service is not immediately accepted. So you may have to wait for a long time, you know, in order for that to happen, or it may never happen. However, he says he is so fortunate that there was no time lag between his wanting to become a servant to Sri Nammarvar and his becoming a servant and doing kaNNinuns to him. Okay, so let's look at the words. Mikka Vediyar Vedathin Utporul Nirkappadi En Nanjul Niruthinan. So Mikka Vediyar, of course, refers to Vedic scholars. Mikka means great. So great Vedic scholars. So they chant Vedas. So the Vedathin. So the Vedas that these great Vedic scholars chant, it has an inner meaning. Utporul means the inner meaning. So that inner meaning of the Vedas that these great Vedic scholars chant. So Nirka Padi, so he clearly articulated them. So Nirka means so that it stands clearly in your memory. So it's registered very clearly in your mind, and then, you know, stays there forever. Nirka means to, literally it means to stay, to stand, etc. Nirka Padi, that means it was very clearly articulated. Padi means, in this case, articulated. So Sri Nammarvar, அதை நிற்க பாடினார், அதன் அர்த்தம் என் மனதினில் நிற்குமாறு அதை பாடி அருளினார். Padi, so he sang it, or he articulated it very clearly, and as a result it is firmly installed or established in my mind. En nenjul niruthinan. Niruthinan means installed or established in my mind. En nenjul. Takkasir Shatagopan en nambikku. Okay, Sir means gunas. Takkasir, great gunas, Shatagopan. So the Shatagopan, which is another name for Sri Nammarvar. So there's Sri Nammarvar, who has great gunas, and he is also my Lord, and Nambi. Nambi, as I said, has this other meaning as well, one who is complete in all the virtues, Kalyana gunas. So great gunas he has, my Lord, this Shatagopan. And then he goes on to say, all pukka kadal. So I had a desire. Kadal means desire. All pukka, to become a servant to him. So my desire to serve him, he says, adimai payan andre. So andre means instantly. So andreke, andre means எனக்கு என்று அந்த காதல் ஆசை வந்ததோ அன்றைக்கே அவருக்கு அடிமையாகும் பாக்கியம் கிடைத்தது. அடிமை பயன் அன்றே. So my bhagyam, my fortune to become a servant of his and to do kaNNinuN to him, it happened immediately, as soon as I had the desire to serve him, to become a servant to him. Okay, so it talks about the fact that he was graceful not only in taking him as a sishya, but he took him as a sishya right at the moment that he wanted to become a sishya of his, become a servant to him. Okay, and so here again, let's compare what Madhurakavi says with what Sri Nammarvar says. So Vedathin Utporul Nirkappadi and Nenjul Niruthinan. So Madhurakavi AzhvAr is saying, I was enlightened by my acharyan through his Prabandham that contains the Vedic inner meaning. And whereas Sri Nammarvar says, I was enlightened by Emperman. So this you expect. Wherever Madhurakavi gives credit to his acharyan, of course his acharyan would give credit to Emperman as well. So again, the red part is specifically relevant to that. That is, I was enlightened. So this whole thing is about being enlightened with the inner meaning of the Vedas, with true knowledge, if you will. So this is the very first pasuram of Thiruvaimuri. Uyarvara Uyarnalam Udayavan Yavanavan Mayarvara Madhinilam Arulinan Yavanavan Ayarvarum Amarargal Adipadi Yavanavan Tuyarvaru Sudaradi Turudu Enmanane. So remember, he is giving a self-upadesam to his mind. Enmanane, O mind. So and then he goes on to say, Uyarvara Uyarnalam Udayavan Yavan Avan. So he goes on to say that Emperuman has unsurpassed Uyarnalam, sublime Kalyana Gunas, he has Udayavan. So unsurpassed sublime Kalyana Gunas Emperuman has. And then Mayarvara Madhinalam Arulinan Yavanavan. This is the part that says he removed my Ajnanam. He says ignorance, Mayarvu Ara, ignorance dispelling. Madhi means knowledge. Nalam means bhakti. So he gave me knowledge and bhakti, which dispelled my ignorance, and he blessed me with that. So you see, he gives credit to Emperuman for doing that. And then he goes on to say, Ayarvarum Amararkal Adipadi, that is to the Nitya Suris who are doshaless. Ayarvu Arum, they have no doshas, like forgetfulness and other kinds of doshas that human beings suffer from. So to Nitya Suris who are doshaless, he is their God. And then Tuyar Aru Sudar Adi Torudu Iriyan Manane. Torudu, worship him and rise. Worship what? His Sudar Adi, his Tiruvadi, his lotus feet. Sudar Adi. So Sudar Adi means worship his feet that is resplendent. Tuyar Aru, the one that removes our woes. So worship his feet that removes, worship his resplendent feet that removes our woes. And rise. Okay, so that's the very first pasuram of Thiruvaimuri. And then here, Porulallada, okay, so here again is referring to the enlightenment. It's a very beautiful pasuram because it will say that I was worthless and he turned me into something useful. I was totally unenlightened and I turned me into an enlightened human being. He says, Garula Pulkodi Satkara Padai Vananada. So Garula means Garudan, actually. So it's a summarization of the word Garuda. Garuda Putkodi Chakra Padai. So that means wielding a Garuda flag and a chakra weapon. Vananada, O Lord of Paramapadam. Yen Karmugil Vanna, O dark rain cloud hued one. Vanna means having the color of dark clouds or rain clouds. This is a very beautiful phrase. Porulallada ennai porulaki adimai gondai. See, I was nothing at all. Porulallada ennai. I was nothing. And then he says, you made me into something. Porulaki adimai gondai. You took me as a servant. You made the unenlightened me. You turned the unenlightened me into an enlightened one. And then therefore you made me something. And you took me as your servant. Okay, so that's a very powerful way to say that Emperuman is responsible for what he is today, the enlightened state that he is in today. Porulallada ennai porulaki adimai gondai Therulgol Nanmarai Vallavar Palarvar Sri Varamangala Nagarku. So this is a Mangala Shasanam of a place that is referred to as Sri Varamangala Nagar. It's really Vanamamalai or Nanganeri, which is near Tirunelveli. Therulgol Nanmarai Vallavar Palarvar. Nanmarai Vallavar, so that those who are scholars of the four Vedas, Therulgol, knowledge-rich scholars of the four Vedas. So many of them live in the Sri Varamangala Nagar, and Anda Nagarukku, to that city, Arul Seidu Angu Irundai. So to this city, you are giving your grace and residing there. It is referring to Emperuman. Ariyen Uru Kaimare. I don't know of any way to repay you. So you see, the gratitude, or his gratitude becomes very evident here. You know, Saint Tyagaraja says in one of his kritis to Sri Rama, Dasharati ni runamu dirpana dharma. That's just exactly what he's saying. So, oh son of Dasharatha, how am I ever going to repay your debt? Dasharati ni runamu dirpana dharma. And exactly what Sri Nammalvar is saying, Ariyen uru kaimare. I don't know of any way by which I could repay you for this kindness. The kindness is that you enlightened me. Porulallada ennai porulaki adimai gondai. Okay? Okay, so let's look at the poetic translation. And the Vedas, great scholars do chant, their deep meaning well captured, no doubt. That is Mikkavediyar Vedathin Utporul Nirkappadi. In Prabandhams he crafted with flair, and so firmly installed in my mind. That's in Nenjul Niruthinan. And my wish that so fervent to serve, Sata Kopan of virtues, my Lord, Takkasi Sarabovanya Nambikki Alvukka Kadal. Right away my great wish did come true, and kaNNinuN eternal I do. Adimai Payan Andre. So that day itself, I became his servant, and I was able to do kaNNinuns to him. So let's chant it. Mikkavediyar, Mikkavediyar, Vedathin Utporul, Vedathin Utporul, Nirkappadi, Nirkappadi, En Nenjul Niruthinan, En Nenjul Niruthinan, Takkasir, Takkasir, Shadagoban En Nambikku, Shadagoban En Nambikku, Aadpukkadal, Aadpukkadal, Adimai Payanandre, Adimai Payanandre. The whole pasuram together. Mikkavediyar, Vedathin Utporul, Nirkappadi, En Nenjul Niruthinan, Takkasir, Shadagoban En Nambikku, Aadpukkadal, Adimai Payanandre. Okay, that's pasuram number 9. Now I'll teach pasuram number 10, just enough so that you can chant it. Then I'll elaborate on pasuram number 10 next week as well. Okay, so here, see, now one thing about madhurakavi AzhvAr is that he was very humble. You can see that in all of the pictorial drawings of him, and even in, for example, let me give you another. So like this, you see that there's a humble shishya standing by his master, by his acharyan. And here is another one. This is from Kattumannar Kovil. You can see the humility of this shishya in front of his acharyan. So that humility shows in this pasuram as well. So here he says, I have a lot of love for you, O my acharyan. I have a lot of devotion to you, my acharyan. However, your glory is so great that I'm afraid that my love, my devotion can never do justice to your glory. It will not be commensurate with the glory, but I'll still keep trying. You see, the Muyal Hindren is a key word here. I know that my love, I know that my devotion, as great as it is, your glory is much greater, and therefore I'm defeated. However, I'll still keep trying. I'll keep trying to see if my love, my devotion can ever match your glory. Okay, so he says, my acharyan is selfless and is filled with infinite mercy. And even if it is of no use to him, or even if his sishyas are unworthy, he embraces their service and reforms them until their actions become exemplary. So here he is specifically referring to the fact that he took him on when all the Vedic scholars had rejected him, had thought very low of him. And he says, in a Marvad, does not think about, oh, will I get anything out of taking this person on as my sishya, or by embracing him? Or he doesn't worry about, oh, is this sishya worthy of becoming my sishya? He doesn't care about that. Even if it is of no use to him, or even if his sishyas are unworthy, he embraces their service and reforms them until their actions become exemplary. And then he says, oh, Nambi of Kurugur, which is surrounded by flower gardens in which koals, cuckoo birds abound. I want my love toward your holy feet to be commensurate with their outstanding glory. And I'm trying hard, I'm trying to make that happen. Okay, so you can see that humility and the gratitude of madhurakavi AzhvAr in this pasuram very clearly. Payan and Ragilam. So Payan and Ragilam means, so he doesn't think about whether he gets any benefit out of it when taking somebody on as his Sishya. Payan Andrahilam. So even if it is without use to him, Payan means use, Andru means illai, that is no use. So even if it is without use to him, or Pangallar Ahilam. Pangallar means unworthy. So Pangallar Ahilam, even if they are unworthy. So even if taking them on as his Sishya is of no use to him, or even if reforming them is of no use to him, or even if the recipients of his effort, the Sishyas, are unworthy, he doesn't care about these things. And they say, Sayal Nandraga Tirutti Panigolvan. So what he says is, Sayal Nandru Aga, such that their actions, Sayal means actions, Nandru Aga, they become good. So until their actions become good, or such that their actions become good, Tirutti, he reforms them. Pani Golvan, he embraces their service. Pani means service, Golvan means embraces or accepts their service. Kuyil Nindrar, Puril Sur, Kuruhur Nambi. O Lord of Kuruhur. What kind of Kuruhur is this? Puril Sur. It's surrounded by gardens. What kind of gardens are they? Flower gardens? Kuyil Nindrar, the koel birds, the cuckoos. There are cuckoo birds abound in these flower gardens that surround Kuruhur. And the Lord of that, he actually addresses this, is Acharyan here. He said, Kuyil Nindrar, Puril Sur, Kuruhur Nambi. He doesn't do that in any of the previous pAsurams. He refers to his Acharyan in third person, but now for the first time, he is directly talking to his Acharyan. And that makes it even more powerful. Kuyil Nindrar, Puril Sur, Kuruhur Nambi. Muil Hindren, Undan Moigararku Anbaye. I'm really trying. Undan Moigararku Anbaye. So Moigaral means his holy feet. Anbu means love. So I'm really trying very hard to make my love to your holy feet match their outstanding glory. Okay, so it's a beautiful statement of humility, and the fact that it is said in second person makes it that much more enjoyable. And so I'll go to the page where you will be recited. I'll come back to the elaboration page next week. So this one, the poetic meaning is, be it useful or not, he cares not. Payanandra Ahilam. Be they worthy or not, he cares not. Pangallar Ahilam. And until they are fully reformed, Sayal Nandraga Tiritti, they find service entirely embraced. Panigolvan. In Kurugur, where koels abound, in the gardens superb that surround, Kuyilendrar, Purisur, Kurugur, to thy glorious feet, O Nambi, with my love to do justice, I'll try to do justice with my love. Moyal Hindren, Mundan Moigararku Anbaye. So we'll just chant it and then stop with that today. Payanandragilum, Payanandragilum, Pangallaragilum, Pangallaragilum, Sayal Nandraga, Tiruttippanigolvan, Tiruttippanigolvan, Kuyil Nindrar Poril Sur, Kuyil Nindrar Poril Sur, Kurugur Nambi, Muyal Hindren, Undan Moigararkanbaye. Now the whole pasuram together. Payanandragilum, Pangallaragilum, Sayal Nandraga, Tiruttippanigolvan, Kuyil Nindrar Poril Sur, Kurugur Nambi, Muyal Hindren, Undan Moigararkanbaye. Okay, so with that, we will now go to the Charama Slokam. Okay, you can chant it along with me. By the way, I am also going to post today a full chanting video of this entire Padigam. Even though we have one pasuram remaining, that's the Palastruti pasuram, I will post the full chanting video today. Sarva dharman parityajya माम् एकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः मङ्गलं कोसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम् सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमस्तु।